The Expand Pedal Power Battery Kit is the ultimate solution for gigging musicians who rely on pedals to shape their sound, giving you drop-and-go rechargeable power that's always clean, quiet, and reliable.
This is the best part, especially with you, Nick, pedal guy. Clearly that's where your money goes. I'm going to start off asking you a specific question about a song rather than letting you go bonkers here.
Sure.
Warpless Run.
Yeah.
Crazy sounds. It's like Steve Stevens if he was doing like a Rebel Yell in 2018.
Right.
Walk me through that.
So the way that I would do that live, we are playing that on this tour, cool. And every night when it comes to that, I'm like a little stressed because I'm like, where am I going?
You're giving a lot of people anxiety right now.
Yeah.
Just your setup.
Okay, maybe something like when it starts, I would go. Maybe something like that, you know, like that's what the solo would be. That might,
so
that
literally,
might be a guitar.
It's like
it's no, it's like that's a thrasher noise
yeah.
solo. Yeah, like I can't recreate what the like record is or whatever.
Yeah.
But that's a cobbled together solo thing. But yeah, so I kind of just take my pick, almost like I could just close my eyes and start doing stuff, you know. So yeah, that is that song. But
and then okay, another one would be Treasure and Trolls or Treasure or Trolls.
Yeah.
And that one kind of starts out a little cleaner, and then about midway through, there's some mayhem.
There's a crazy section in that.
Some chunk.
Yeah, there's like, it's so funny because like that song was unreleased for about a year, and people would see us play it live and like, what is that song or whatever? And I don't actually have the correct pedals to recreate what I do that on record, but I do something like. That's kind of the gist of that section you're talking about. So
another one, West Ham United.
West Ham United goes, let's see, so there's a freaky middle section that's like, whoops, that wasn't supposed to happen. Let's see, wait, here we go. Something like that for that one, yeah.
Dude, love it.
Yeah, so right. I have lots of goodies that I get to go through. That's one of my favorite things about doing this particularly this band live, because it's like, it's designed in a way that I could just do all that, you know?
Dude, I love it. I embrace the weird, so
cool.
So give it to me.
Thank you.
Going forward, kind of just take me through each pedal maybe, and just what kind of its special features that you use it for.
So here's what happens first. This took me a long time to sort out how I incorporate the synth stuff into this, and so I decided, okay, I want that to come before everything, obviously, because I want to be able to take this new synth sound and run that through the entire board.
Yep.
So what needs to happen for that is that needs to go first, and then I have this here switcher, just like, actually that's a Mars Volta line switcher, which is pretty funny.
Really?
Yeah, one's got like 14 line switchers or something, and I'm always just kind of like picking and choosing. But so basically we have the Roland that goes into the line switcher, which also just takes a regular direct guitar signal. Okay. So then I can just switch between Roland synth sounds and guitar sounds.
Okay.
So the Roland. There's that.
I was just going to ask, why would you not use something like a Mel 9 or a Mel C, but just that alone answers the question. There's a lot more going on
here, let's just pick one. Let's go through and just randomly pick something. Let's see what C63 is. It's like stabs. Let's see, let's go to E23. fretless.
Yeah.
Tracks really, really well. Let me see if I could find it. There's
That would
like,
just be something fun to just kind of, yeah.
I mean, the thing is like
inspiring.
You can lose so much time on this thing 'cause it's crazy. There's let's see, let me find. Oh yeah, this one's funny. So
if you ever decided to go solo, I guess.
Yeah, well, and then so obviously then you take all these sounds and run them through all these sounds.
Yeah.
It's like an endless supply of stuff.
You are Willy Wonka, man.
Yeah, there you go. So that's first. Then, like I said, really simple. I mean, I stressed on like how to design this. I'm like, that's it. It's fine, you know.
Yeah.
I don't really know what the signal chain is here, but I'll just go through these.
Yeah,
you know,
just go
that's
through.
a tuner, right? Ding dong, whatever, TU2. So here's one interesting thing. I'm using the arrows, the Earthquaker Devices arrows, as my overdrive. Because with this amp, the whole point of it is you just like slam it a little harder and then you get the sound,
Yep.
right? So it's like, traditionally I've used like a, I don't know, Ibanez Tube Screamer or an Analog Man, King of Tone or something, and I would run 2 amp stereo. I'd run the Roland Jazz Chorus with this guy because the Jazz Chorus takes pedal so well, and I get
Yeah.
that clear, just like slamming sound for bass synths and all sorts of things. But because I'm not using an overdrive, I'm only using a boost. What would that sound like boosting a jazz chorus?
Yeah.
You're just gonna get a louder jazz chorus instead of a distorted jazz chorus, right? So
Yep.
anyways, so I'm just actually slamming the amp a little bit harder with the arrows. It's down a little low, so you won't really be able to hear what it's doing, but. But I've never run an amp like that, and I'm just like, oh, this is amazing.
Yeah.
It's the tone. Like I finally have like a tone out of a guitar amp.
What made you go back to mono, getting out of the stereo amp rig?
Well, only because I knew that I wasn't, when I was gonna, there's, you know, our songs are so dynamic with
Yeah.
like loud, quiet, loud and stuff. Like I said, not having a distortion pedal. So basically what would happen is if I was running the jazz chorus stereo with this out of the DL4, when I went to a distortion part, that amp would sound amazing, and then the Roland is just going to be louder, not break up, because it's, you know, solid state amp. So it's not going to actually have any tone other than just louder.
Yeah.
So I was like, ah, man, and I probably could have experimented with it more, but I just was like, I'm just going to go 1 amp for this round and see what happens, and it's cool.
Cool.
Let's see, on this row down here, you got this new kind of fresh Earthquaker Devices Aqueduct, which is kind of their vibrato-y pedal that does a
Yeah.
lot of weird stuff. There's a random setting, which that's what I have it on, to do the kind of this sort of thing.
Is that something maybe like Your Friends? Because I know that song kind of has that part where it's like, it almost catches your ear, like, is he playing out of tune? The warble vibe.
I wonder if that was a core. I have all the notes written on those songs,
'Cause
how
it's
we
like-
did those songs.
Yeah.
And that might have been a really heavy chorus,
Yeah.
which, I mean, that's kind of a vibrato,
Yeah.
right? Like, this is set to random because I just like to turn it on when I'm doing like a regular sounding solo, and it just dives it. So if you were just like. It's just so ugly sounding, and which is hilarious.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's that guy. After that is the Mantic Isaiah, which is just a delay. And I have this thing where I'm like obsessed with slap delays set at a very specific time with one feedback and the mix dimed. And the problem I was having, I was like trying all these different slap delays, and the time would move. The milliseconds like would just get off by a little bit. I'm so specific where I need it to be.
Yeah.
So this one had the big knobs, and I just super glued the knob down. So, and actually,
Do
that's,
you just carry glue on you?
yeah, I actually do. I have some glue. Yeah. So here's this. So this is just when you need some, you know, like when I need that or repair something. But so actually there's there's fresh glue on this because it just came undone the other day. But this is my specific slap speed to be able to do this. And so this is just cool because the knobs are nice and big and I can very meticulously get in there and just put super glue. And the thing is about using super glue is like, it comes off easily.
Yeah.
You just got to get a little thing in there, like a screwdriver, and pop it off.
Yep.
So it's not like it's ruining
No.
it, you know? So Mantic Isaiah for my slap sound. Then I got the Source Audio Nemesis delay. I'm only using this for one sound in the set. It's an amazing delay pedal with all these crazy things, but I have it for a couple songs where I do this thing where I go. So it's like, whatever, repeating as a fifth higher or something like that. So that's that pedal. The Enzo, Maris Enzo, everyone freaked over that, including myself. Not that long ago, 6 months ago.
What would you categorize it as?
It's a synth pedal, but it's crazy because I was even thinking about it on the when I was setting it up today. It's like it's a synth pedal, but it does so many crazy things. And I run it with their preset switch, which is kind of crucial.
Oh, that's cool.
So basically, you get 4 different sounds out of it using the preset switch. 4 different synth sounds. So here's the first one, which. So the Digitech Ricochet, that's exactly my sound of out of the Digitech Ricochet, and I busted 2 ricochets over the last year, so I'm like, I can't get another one, and anyways, I just happened to be able to get that sound out of the Enzo. So there's that sound out of it. This one's really cool. How would you classify that?
Man,
synthy?
Awesome.
Yeah, synthy. It's kind of like,
Put it
remember,
in there.
there's the Digitech Space Station. It's kind of that stuff.
Yeah.
This is sort of the Boss SYB3 sound. That's that sound. And then this would be the Line 6 FM4 kind of square wavy thing. So that's the Enzo. That thing's insane.
Wow, yeah.
It's like probably the best synth pedal on the market right now.
I get the
for
hysteria.
Me. Yeah. Boss CE2. Nice. The classic chorus pedal that every chorus nerd has to have. Ranger Effects Bleep. I was using a Ranger fuzz called the Dwarf Bitch. And that thing went down on me like the practice before we left for tour. So I hit up David, who's this really rad Englishman, and I said, hey man, I'm leaving for tour. Is there any way like we could somehow swap this out or something? He's like, check out my new bleep pedal, and it's a fuzz. It's like a super, super gated fuzz, and when you dial this bleep button, you kind of bring the bleep in, it turns into this sort of thing. So it's, I don't even know why. Why?
Yeah.
Because it's cool, I guess.
Yeah.
But, so anyway, so yeah, you can kind of tune the overtone of the bleep. So basically, it just reacts to kind of like how, I guess, what the sensitivity is set at.
Can you bypass that just to get, or I guess you can dial it out?
Yeah, you would dial it out. And then the cool thing
trying
about
to
this
fuzz.
is Ranger Effects he came up with this insane expression pedal, which is just this thing on top. Here's another wacky thing. I have an expression pedal Velcroed to another expression pedal. Yeah, so this one is a pressure sensitive guy. So basically it kind of opens up a filter. That's the Ranger Effects Bleep. Amazing. First time using it on this tour. Rules.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
So board 1 complete. Let's move
Board
on to
1
board 2.
complete. Board 2, Earthquaker Devices Tone Job. I use that to just kind of like beef up the Jazzmaster when I switch guitars for a little third of the set. So, you know, that sounds like Electro Harmonics. What is this, the Pog Mini?
Yeah.
There's a micro and a mini. I don't know. I put a sticker over it a really, really long time ago, so I don't remember which one it is, but yeah. You know that sound. Red Panda Tensor also flipped for this one, I guess maybe about a year ago. It does a million things. You just got to go watch the video. One, I did a video, like, I don't know, like 45-minute long video on what the hell that thing does, and it does quite a bit. But I have it set for kind of just this like looping delay thing. So, but I do it, I capture the loop really fast. So I go. So this expression pedal is doing the pitch.
Okay.
Pitch, and it does speed a little bit too. So if you go. Yeah, so that's that thing. So that thing rules.
Are you ever not smiling when you're playing guitar with this stuff?
I mean, that's the thing.
It just sounds fun.
This band is a fun band playing, absolutely. Then to the left of that, we have a Boss Super Shifter. I don't know what I have the interval set at, but. Right. Then I just have, I think this is I have a sticker over it. DD3.
Okay.
Just like for like a classic delay sound. You know, like this sort of thing. Delay. You know, classic delay sounds.
Yeah, that was like on Dark Side of the Moon, I think.
Yeah, exactly. So I kind of set that thing up to be like a really, really short delay. And I tune it. Actually, it's tuned to E. It's a little flat, maybe. Let's see. There we go. Yeah, so I tune it to E so I can, instead of, like sometimes when I want to hit an E chord, I could just turn on the delay instead.
Some would say that's cheating.
Absolutely.
Okay.
There's a lot of cheating that happens in this set. Here, I'll pop up to here real quick. This is an Ibanez Modulation Delay 3. I have a whole bunch of those things because they're increasingly rare and just hilarious. No rhyme or reason to it. Makes no sense. Totally unusable.
Perfect for this band.
Yeah, for this band, it's perfect. Red Panda Context, which is just my favorite reverb pedal of all time. I always have that. Can't leave home without it. Another pedal I can't leave home without is the Rainbow Machine by Earthquaker Devices. Yeah. I switched the knob out on this guy as well to just be kind of like one of, I guess, whatever these kind of knobs are called, just because that tunes it. That kind of tunes the pitch, and I'm very specific about it being. This is an older one. The newer reissue or the newer models they have of this, it's notched out when it's dead center.
Okay.
But I don't have one of those, so I'm very specific about where I tune it. Like it right there. Now I could super glue that. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of people at home being like, "Why doesn't he just super glue that?" I like the interactivity of the knob. I like it to sometimes go a little bit out.
Okay.
But so anyway, so combining that with like a synth sound is just gnarly. That's kind of what happens with that.
It's like Close Encounters of the Third Kind there.
Yeah, there's total alien. This whole thing is like an alien control center. Then we have a Nard distortion pedal by Cameltone, dude out of Philly. He also makes my cables, these bright green guitar cables, so I don't ever lose them. This is just a nice, really crunchy distortion box. They kind of market it as Weezer's Blue Album and a pedal, which is pretty cool. Sounds good coming out of this amp. Nice, just kind of like loud distortion. But like we were saying, I don't use that as my main overdrive, right? Yeah. I'm on the arrows for the main overdrive. So that kicks in for like a lead or something every once in a while. Then a DL4. You guys know what the DL4 does.
Yeah.
That sort of thing.
You guys are joining up with Mr. DL4 soon enough.
Minus the Bear coming up in a few days. Yeah, by the time you're seeing this, I'm probably hanging out with Dave Knudsen right now while you're watching
Talking
this.
DL4s.
Talking DL4s. This thing's pretty cool. This is, everyone always asks me about this. This is the Keith McMillan 12-step. This controls my sampler, which is in the box. This guy right here. So I could be playing and just be stomping and you know, back in the day it was like play, turn on kind of thing, and now I get to just do it this way. So that was like a really big deal because it's kind of hard to get a MIDI controller to communicate with an SP404.
Yeah.
So, you know, it kind of like has worked itself out.
And I imagine the Helicon is for voice?
Yep, TC Helicon, what is that, the voice play for vocal stuff?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not really a singer, so if you put enough chorus on the vocals, you sound pretty good. So that's like my little trick. So, but yeah, I think that might be just about everything. This little guy, this guy, he sits right there. Someone asked me last night if it was a theremin, because I do this thing where I'm playing and I'm like touching him like this, and they thought it was like a theremin. So I was like, that's pretty cool. So he just like my little good luck charm, scared little
Tone
guy.
guard.
Yeah, exactly.
Can you give us some of we heard it before, the Mortal Kombat?
Yeah, so let's see. Let me get this guy plugged in here. So usually, obviously this whole thing goes through the PA, but I'll just show it to you through the amp. So let's see. Get a little volume here.
If you were a 90s kid, you get what that's about.
And you're supposed, you hit start, right?
Yeah.
You're supposed to hit start, and then what does it do?
I can't even remember.
You would like uppercut him and then finish the round, and he'd go.
Secret board.
He'd go.
Yeah, I think it was a secret background, I think.
Yeah, he pops out and goes. Yeah. So, anyways, but actually, here I'll show you. This is kind of funny. So if you come down here, give me a sec here. So I do this, and then let's see. This kind of thing. So I could just be playing and cueing the samples as needed. Let's see, where's Toasty? Oh, there it is. Nice. I can make this. Oh, my guitar's not plugging in, but. Yeah, so it's just more obnoxious, more ways to be obnoxious.
Just being weird, man.
Yeah.
I love it.